idea builds so many stories in my mind at this point, and therefore it makes me want to or desire to make decisions that will probably even end up making things worse.
I couldn't deal with another situation. I was not seeing how I had capacity to take on another quagmire in my life. Like literally, that's what I'm saying. When I'd hit rock bottom, then I thought that I'd reached the basement. Then I am told, I am with, you're pregnant.
Welcome to part 2 of the conversation that we've been having. If you did not listen to part 1, you better go and listen. The title and the topic that we've been discussing is Lessons from a Story Built on Redemption. And I have been doing this series with my husband, and it's exciting. And I'm so glad we're doing this. So thankful.
Yeah.
So, let me give a quick recap. We have been talking about some of the things that probably contributed to the challenges that we faced in our relationship, in our friendship, in our relationship, that caused, layers of hurt and brokenness, and even the baggages that we already came with was a contribution to that. So at this point, we've shared our background, our history, and the one of the last things that you shared is that we'd finished this program, and 6 months later, I am with child. I am with child. I'm carrying your child. And the next question we actually needed to talk about is, what were some of the most challenging moments you faced? I'll just retwist this question to, would you say that this was one of the most challenging situations you had faced at this point in your life? Just describe where you are at in the state you are in. I mean, I'm with child, so what are you going through? If I can just pull out what I've had you share, you're first of all struggled through uni, you are trying to figure that out. You're in a space where you're just discovered photography. It's just a hobby.
We haven't monetized nothing.
Haven't monetized anything.
So literally, I'm on the grind.
You've barely figured yourself out as a person. You don't have, at this point, you don't have the tools that maybe someone else could have had at this point to know how to navigate. So how did you navigate this season?
So this season, there's a lot going on. So there's me first trying to deal with myself, understanding my traumas, my vulnerabilities, and also trying to find God in all this.
Okay.
So, it's a very interesting time, because when I look back, it's one of those days. It's like I have a little of amnesia because of everything that was hitting me, right, left, center.
I hear you.
So one is I got into, I was going to say a triathlon, but when you're dating two people, I'm trying to sanitize it so it doesn't sound too cruel.
But this is a redemption story. So of course, there was the murky, cringe-worthy,
yes,
imperfect.
Yeah. So let me now. So I'm painting the picture. So here I'm two-timing. Now remember, we've started liking each other. We first didn't know that we are with child. We were just fooling around. At the same time, I had another chick that I was also fooling around with, I was messing around with. Remember, in as much as I am pursuing God and trying to find God for myself, I have crutches.
Yeah.
Literally, there's still strongholds that are holding me back in as much as I'm trying to pursue this thing. So I feel like there were many things that were not working. So now that's just the relationship aspect.
Yeah.
There's the financial aspect. And you know, a lot of guys draw even their confidence from the work that they do and even from their income. That's just the reality. Sometimes life can chopper you, but if there's something in your pocket, you can put your head high. Me, I had nothing. Remember, even this photography gig, it's a hustle. Like, I'm just trying to figure my giftings and see if I can monetize. So that's my financial aspect. Let's go to my academic. I think I just finished uni, and this is the time mom was trying to get me a job at the bank, and I'm just like, this thing just can't work. Yeah, so you have to also understand I'm also in conflict at home
with your career,
with my career, in my relationship, and then I'm also abusing so many substances. If I'm not chewing on Thursday, I'm drinking on Friday. If I'm not stoned on Monday, I'm just doing some form or level of drug.
So you are still doing, now you've introduced church to this mix of other things that you're already doing.
Yeah, so remember, church is, because I've hit rock, but literally I'm just trying to find something different. So church is almost me trying to find a solution to all this. So I come broken and I meet you broken. And you also, kind of what you're saying, you saw my potential, but that time I can't see it. Me, I'm just doing life and I'm just hoping to pull through a day at a time. So this is what is happening literally in my life. This is the dilemma. And it is so messed up because I used to move like on autopilot. When I tell you like I was a zombie walking in Nairobi, literally that was me. So it's a day at a time trying to figure out what to do. And then now you come and tell me,
I'm with child.
You're pregnant. What do you think? A sober, okay, not sober, a normal,
a zombie
I don't know if I can call me no.
I'm saying a zombie walking, broken,
would have done in that situation?
Scatter.
Vamos.
Oh my gosh.
I was on the exit. And that's how it's sad to say, but I couldn't deal with another situation. I was not seeing how I had capacity to take on another quagmire in my life. Like literally, that's what I'm saying. When I'd hit rock bottom, then I thought that I'd reached the basement. Then I am told, I am with, you're pregnant. That's why Mwende, when I look back, I really understand and feel that guy. But at the same time, I'm really grateful because God pulled me through and redeemed me. So there was a level of effort I had to apply to see myself clean up. So that's the situation. I mean, when you're preggers, I remember having a pep talk with myself. And I asked myself, am I able to even raise a child? I'm 24. How old was I? I think, I was 24. I was 23, turning 24 or 24. But I was 24. There. And I'm thinking, dude, I'm trying to even just get out of these drugs. Second thing, I'm trying to figure out my career path. My love life is all over, but I know I really liked you. No, the thing is, I knew that I did like you a lot. In fact, I dare say I loved you. It's just that now that I have a better understanding of love, that was infatuation, because love is a choice. It's not just that emotion.
Deeper than that.
It's deeper. It's deeper. So So it was tough. Let me just say now that is where I was.
Okay. All right. Hey, yeah, now, I mean, same thing. It was also tough. In fact, I dare say, I think it was one of the, I mean, let me just say, I think in that moment I was just like, my life is over. Do I run away? Do I don't know. I just felt like, okay, I've done it. I mean, now I've done it. I mean, if it wasn't school, if it's not the life I'm living, or I mean, of course, now at this point I've cleaned up, which is interesting when I look at things.
Oh, you'd already cleaned up, like fully?
At the beginning of that year, remember, this is the year that I had decided to clean up. Remember, beginning of 2013.
Yeah.
I had completely stopped. I had cleaned up, and I was now pursuing Christ. And when I look at it in hindsight, I mean, it's almost like that because God knew that this child is coming. We need to clean up this body, right? So, I mean, when I look at it in hindsight, that's how I look at it.
Okay.
And so I'm really scared. I'm just thinking I've done it. My life is over. How is this my story? Mwende, mtoto wa pastor.
Manzi.
You know? Wow.
Hi.
Don't I know better? And so again, same thing for me. Broken person in this space where fear is a big factor in my life at this point. Fear builds so many stories in my mind at this point, and therefore it makes me want to or desire to make decisions that will probably even end up making things worse. And so obviously I explored different thoughts in my mind when I'm in this situation. However, thankfully, because I am pursuing God, I mean, it's almost like now, I mean, the Holy Spirit was working in me in the sense of convicting me and in the steps that I took thereafter, because now this is the time, because all these other times I've been too afraid to tell anyone what I'm going through. I think I could have shared with one person, or the person which I've just remembered, but let me not say because they might be told, Kumbe, you knew. And they are not so far from within the family. Anyway, so I've been unable to tell anyone some of the struggles that I'm going through. But the reason I'm saying the Holy Spirit was working in me, because at this point I'm just feeling okay. Now I've done it, I really need to tell someone. And I remember telling my sister about this situation. And I think she was...
So this situation, which is you being pregnant.
This child, yeah. But I first started with, I have a friend who just found out she's pregnant. What do you think she should do? And her advice was obviously, please tell that friend that, I mean, there's no other way other than, raising this child. And at the same time, because I had also signed up to the Bible app, I used to get Bible verses just convicting me of this situation of, do the right thing, make the right decisions, or even encouraging for it's going to be okay, things like that. And so this is what guided me in the next steps, where when I also finally now told my family, I also felt like I'd now found a safe space. I mean, my family didn't all immediately. I mean, of course, I'm sure they were impacted as well. Like, this is shocking news. How?
Yeah.
I remember feeling like my dad went through all sorts of emotions for, haven't I raised you better? Haven't I shown you the way? I thought I've been a shepherd and a priest of this home. Like
I have modeled
what has happened,
Christ-like lifestyle.
Lifestyle, like, tick, and truly, those are true. Gosh, I'm feeling teary because those are true things about him. He did a fantastic job, in the way he raised me. Am I crying?
No.
Oh gosh, too soon.
Just be in the moment, babes.
Just be feeling like this. Gosh. Yeah, and my mom as well. Kwanzaa, I remember. Just thinking you're dead. And my mom said the words I expected the least. And she was just like, this is the situation, so what do we do? We're here now. So it's just need to accept it and move forward. Sorry, I also skipped a part where my sister, when I finally told her, I told her, it's actually not, let me just summarize, actually not my friend, it's me. And her first words out of her mouth were, I love you, I'll support you, I'll be there for you. Same thing as my other sister. And I feel like now, this person who has been finding safety in all the wrong places, now finds safety at home.
Back at home.
Where it's almost like you've been surrounded by love. At the point where you feel like you least deserve it. Oh, am I feeling like crying?
Oh, babe.
Yeah, so.
Do you want a hug?
I'm okay.
You want to dab, those are.
I remember, yeah. Why do I say that? It was Bruno. Mama analianga hivi. So just that, and come to think of it, I think that could be the first time. This thing needs to go. The kiwaru for tears.
It's okay. Just let the waru come.
No. That could be like the first time I've really experienced how God loves.
Yeah.
Like
unconditional. Yes.
Undeserved love. Where you feel like, I should be, not even anywhere near you, God, because I'm this kind of person.
Right.
But instead, He says, come, I love you, That's just the experience I had with my family at this time. And I'm so thankful because this opened up, or rather continued to open up, the beginning of who I am today. Like the beginning of my healing, the beginning of my growth, because I became a completely different person.
You did.
Oh my gosh. I became a completely different person. Like converted for real. I don't know where I got the wisdom. I don't know where I got the, I just embraced this new role. As in, I just went in, and now again, it's the support I had around me. So I just went in. I used to read about motherhood and raising this child, because now I started to love this. I loved this child, and I wanted to now be the best mom to this child, to my baby. Wow, and I think I did do a pretty great job.
No, you did. You did, and darling, you're a fantastic mom.
Thank you.
And it's not just me saying it because I'm your husband and that's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
I have watched you grow into this role, and I've also watched you embrace your dark side and lead vulnerably. Like I see even just today, our son was having that meltdown, and you asked him, do you want a hug?
Oh, yeah.
And I was just like, that is so sweet, in the sense that you're present. You're a present mom. Like you catch situations. You're not aloof. You're not letting life just pass. I just wanted to affirm you and just your growth.
Yeah.
So well done to that. But what was happening? On the contrary.
On the contrary.
Your husband then.
Outside of everything, remember, for anyone who might not know, we had a YouTube channel before and we actually shared this story.
Hey guys, so if you've been following my series, you know I've been talking about the baby daddy, and guess what? I actually brought him on set.
You are Mr. Baby Daddy. Now you become a husband. Redemption.
I'm telling you, no. God's grace is for real. Yeah. So on the contrary, I mean, you've embraced motherhood. When I think where I was, now this is the difference. For a woman, because the seed is in you and it starts to mature and develop, you start to change, not just your anatomy, but even your mental wiring, your spiritual wiring starts to kind of align itself to the birth of this child.
Right. Not everyone goes through that, but that is the normal trajectory, I think. I don't know
yes.
whether to say normal, because I think there are individuals, mothers who could take more time. I think there could be different experiences, but yes, that's the majority of the experience, where your body just starts to now prepare for. Correct.
And even mentally.
Yeah.
Like even the woman starts to, that there's a maturity. And again, maybe not all women, but innately, there's an instinct of motherhood that checks in.
Yeah.
That's very different from the guy.
Because you're outside.
Because we're outside the experience. Now, that's why I'm just going to kind of bring that contrast. So now you're going through this whole, feeling all embraced and redeemed from this person that you were, and now you're going back into line. For myself, me was on the dunda, heavy benders. And sometimes I'm asking, so sometimes I'm asking myself, like literally, how was I so disconnected from that experience? But then I started to realize the fact that we never used to see each other. In theory, I am to become a father, but in the reality,
you've not accepted it.
I've not accepted it. It's not. Remember, everything that's going around me and within me cannot accept that as a new reality in my life. So what am I doing? I am kind of wishing it away. The way you just live life, putting that thing at the back of your mind,
like
back burner, you've blocked it, and you're like, I'll just focus on what I think is serving me. Which is a selfish thing, but it's like just the natural disposition of a person whose heart. They protect themselves first at the expense of everyone else. So that's what I did. I just went into a space, okay, let me deal with me. But life does not give you those chances, those buffers. It's happening. 9 months, the child is here. So what are you going to do about it?
Right.
Yeah.
So let's take yet another break. This is part 2 of many parts to come. So if you want to continue following our story, please then make sure you watch the next episode. Part 3 is coming right up, so don't go away. We definitely want to work with you on this journey. Share, like this episode, share with somebody who might, need it or be encouraged by it. And subscribe to the channel to support our growth through this process. See you in part 3. Bye.